Okay. Good evening, all. So today we are here to have another session on identification on iNaturalist. So today we have Debashis sir. So if you have been active on iNaturalist, you must have pretty much seen this identification under your observation. So let's have Debashis sir take over and give us an insight on how iNaturalist identifications work and what are there extra that we may or may not know about it. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Uh, Today, our topic of discussion is on identification. Although uh, identification starts after an observation is made. So, if in the parlance of City Nature Challenge, Ram or Ashwin can explain the audience about the iNaturalist app and its functionality regarding uploading of observation, etc. A brief outline. Then I can start with identification. I think that will be helpful. If you can
Yeah.
just briefly narrate.
Okay, sure. So iNaturalist is, I think we had a session already on iNaturalist. So iNaturalist is an application that helps you document biodiversity. So it's very simple. All you have to do is get out to the field, okay, take pictures and then upload it. Put a minimal identification that you can identify. Like if you can see a dog and then you understand that it's a dog, put it as dog. If you are not able to know that it's a dog, then you can put it as mammal or a vertebrate or basically any animal. So put it any basic level of identification and then you're good to go. So what happens is the data that you put on a naturalist is used for research and for conservation activities. And this is as simple as it gets. So with this CNC period of time, what we are aiming is to get maximum observations and do it as a competitive, healthy way so that we can know more about our biodiversity and have a love with the nature.
Okay. Thank you. Let me begin with.
Meeting
Ashwin, can you see the screen, presentation screen?
It's visible, Debashis Chowdhury.
Okay. So, identification in iNaturalist. Uh, so, as we have already known that firstly you have to make observation. So, every observation has four components, like evidence, photo or audio. This is required for verification of the observation by the community. Then comes ID. What did you observe? So if the observer himself knows about the ID, that's great. If you don't know, even a course ID like plants, insects, egrets, ferns, that will also do. Uh, or whatever you are sure of is good enough. Uh, Other people will help ID for you, uh, but it's better not to leave it blank. It's a good practice to put at least some ID. If you have observed a butterfly, just make a butterfly if you don't know about the genus or species or whatever. Date and time, it is usually added automatically from the metadata. And location, if you keep your GPS on, if you're observing with mobile phone, so that will automatically be added. Otherwise, if your camera doesn't have the facility of this GPS, so you have to personally add the location. Then we are moving towards identification. So an observation is made. Now identification or ID is an assessment of the type of animal, plant, or other organism that was observed. It is typically listed with a common name and a scientific name, just like a common mormon or common rose. It is a common name. There is another butterfly named crimson rose. So these are the common names, and they have a scientific name also. Each and every organism which has been described and known to the science has been given a scientific name. Like on the right side of the panel, you can see common rose swallowtail, Pachliopta aristolochiae. So like that, every organism they have a scientific name. Although it is not mandatory to have a common name, but they do have a scientific name. Just I have told already. When you make an observation, the best way is to give a or start with main ID like plants, birds, butterflies. So, but at the same time, you can hold only one identification. Suppose you have started with a birds. Then somebody give it a eastern cattle egret or Ardia coromandus. So, if you agree to that, your earlier common name or the identification will be withdrawn, and the new one will be standing. So on iNaturalist, other users are encouraged to add identifications to each other observations based on the evidence provided in order to confirm or improve the community identification. So all your friends or from the community, the persons you know or you may not know, they are there to verify your observation and whether the ID provided is correct or not. If ID is correct, they will agree. If the ID is not correct, they don't feel the ID needs correction, they will do so. Adding identification at a taxonomical level. So identifications at a taxonomical level that you are confident of and that is supported by the evidence provided in the observation. If I give an example, so an egret has been posted by some observer, but from the photograph, it's not clear whether it is a great egret or a medium egret. So if you're not sure enough, so you can give up to the genus level like Ardia, which has a common name. The genus has a common name
सवेरे
of an egrets.
काट दिन बता दे कि सवेरे आ जाए
Any question or some
No, sir,
sound is?
please. No, please continue.
Acha. Okay. So in the right side, you can see such an observation where uh, the the person who posted was not sure about the exact species. So that person has given it as typical herons and egrets. And then somebody has given it the genus level ID of Ardia. So it is good up to that only. Now, one should be able to independently confirm his or her identification and be able to defend and explain it, citing evidence if asked. If the community asks why you think it is a plain tiger butterfly, so you need to explain it. That's a better practice. Uh, Although you are not forced to do so, but somebody may seek why you think it's a plain tiger, not a Danide eggfly female. So, like this one, you have to be equipped with your logic so that you can put forward your logic behind your identification. Now there are tools like iNaturalist's computer vision, which suggests uh, genus level or species level, sometimes tribe IDs, and there are Google Lens or Marlin Bard ID. So you can use that, but unless you are very sure, you better avoid those identifications. So in that case, you can give just Bard. If you come to know from a Marlin Bard ID that it is an warbler, gray-hooded warbler, but you are not sure about it. No way. So better give it Philoscopus warbler or bird, wherever you are comfortable at. If you agree with the ID without actually knowing the taxon, it may reach research grade erroneously. There are so many observations in iNaturalist where observations are lying with erroneous ID, as because it buried among the heap of observations which the community could not verify. It did not attract the attention of others who are familiar with the ID. So that's not a good thing. So it's better to avoid erroneous IDs because it will decrease the data quality. Do not use agree button as a form of acknowledgement or gratitude. You can write a comment for that if you like. So your friend has posted a beautiful squirrel, and you want to just praise him. So you just agreed to what he has given as ID, but that is not a fair practice. If you like that photo only, so you can give your compliment in the comment only, rather than checking that agree button. If you disagree with an identification, the best thing to do is to add an identification of your own. If you think that the identification given is not correct, it is better to provide your identification if you are confident with that identification, and if possible, provide a reason for disagreement in a comment. You can add comment to your identification, or you can add comments separately. Both are possible. Now we'll move to community taxon, which is community identification. Community identification or community taxon represents what taxon the iNaturalist community thinks is depicted in an observation. In general, we try to choose a taxon that more than two-thirds of the identifiers agree with. Each observation with at least two active identification has a community taxon. So, uh, two-thirds of the total number of identifiers are required to uh, confirm the identification, which is called community identification. So, uh, sometimes mm, choosing a higher level taxon that contains a number of disagreeing taxa. You think, because in one example I can give, that is Russell's viper. So someone thinks it's a Russell viper, and someone may think it's a common sand boa. They somewhat resemble, not exactly, but they somewhat resemble. So the first person gives Russell's viper, and another person gives common sand boa. In this case, iNat chooses suborder Serpentes, and it converts to that identification only. So this Serpentes actually contains all snakes. So to that extent, this community has agreed to the observation. And the iNaturalist algorithm also slightly favors towards descent, because it has been found that dissenters are often correct. So agreeer often agree, but sometimes they err. But it is generally seen, not always, but in most of the cases, it is seen that dissenters are correct. So the algorithm also slightly favors. An example is given here in the left. So entire chain of identification is listed there, and it's like it is about a dragonfly. Someone posted it as gynacantha, and later another identification came as dusk hawker, gynacantha subinterrupta, and somebody else came and given gynacantha dravida. So there are agreements and disagreements and subsequent agreements. So cumulatively, the community agreed to the genus level, that is Gynacantha. And it is all the five ideas have agreed to that point only. So it is uh, accepted up to that only, Gynacantha. Here is another example where it is a beetle, blister beetle. It was posted as genus Hycleus up to genus level only. Then somebody posted it as a true bucks, which is a different one. Then another person agreed to Hycleus. Someone thereafter agreed up to the family, that is blister beetles, and someone agreed up to the tribe. So entire tree is shown on the right side. How the agreements and dissents are there in this observation. And lastly, the two-third majority has accepted up to the tribe level uh, based upon their IDs. It is confirmed up to the tribe level, that is Myla Bruni. Now I move to types of IDs. Leading. So leading is taxon descends from the community taxon. This identification could be leading toward the right answer. So some person posted given ID as tribe Baptini, which is a member of Geometer moth, that is Geometry moth. But another person given exact species level ID. Now, this in this case, it is confirmed up to the subfamily level, that is Enomine, because the higher ID was given Baptini and then species level. So cumulatively, it is confirmed up to the subfamily Enomine. There are other types of IDs like improving. The first ID came as pink turtlehead. Then another from the community has given ID of white turtlehead. It's a plant, and he has given reason also. The pink turtlehead, that is C. lioni, is pink throughout the flower, not just on the leaf. So a reason has been given uh, in support of his identification, and by that, this observer has disagreed to the initial identification. So later on, the other two identifiers agreed to the first dissenter, and this identification, that is white turtlehead, has be- become improving. That is, it has improved the identification. So, first suggestion of this taxon that the community subsequently agreed with. This identification helped refine the community taxon. So, it has been refined from Lioni to glabra. Supporting. Supporting is like the the one given as white turtlehead, and the latter two identifier, they have agreed to this. So they have agreed. They have just checked agree, and that white turtlehead has been given here. So they have given the supporting IDs. Taxon is the same as the community taxon. This identification supports the community ID. So gradually it is going becoming the community ID because more than two-thirds has agreed to this. Maverick taxon is not a descendant or ancestor of the community taxon. The community does not agree with this identification. So what happened in course of the identification tree? What happened? The community disagreed with the initial identification, and since it has reached the consensus or research grade, the first identification has become maverick. The first identifier become maverick. Verifiable observation. It is very important. The building block of iNaturalist is the verifiable observation. A verifiable observation is an observation that has a date and time. इसका डेट एंड टाइम होना चाहिए. इट इज जियो रेफरेंस, दैट इज लैटिट्यूड लॉन्गिट्यूड का मेंशन होना चाहिए. It has to be mentioned in the observation. Normally if you are observing with mobile phone, it is automatically, if you keep your location on, it is automatically added to your photo, and later on it is captured by the iNaturalist. Thirdly, has evidence. So whatever you have observed, it has to have evidence, like you have captured a photo or recorded a sound, like bird call, or call the sound of bush cricket, like that. And then it it isn't of a captive or cultivated organism. Someone visited his neighbor's house and saw a beautiful orchid in the balcony. So he or she has captured a photograph and posted, but that is not verifiable observation, because it is captive or cultivated, you can say. So that is not wild. Verifiable observations are labeled needs ID until they either attain research grade status or are voted casual in the data quality assessment. So uh, the community assess the data quality, like date and time, or location is correct or not, or it has evidence of photo or sound, like that, or it has whether it is captive or cultivated, like a potted plant, or pet dog or cat, or your cattle. So these are not wild things, so it is not the observation will be voted out, and in the data quality assessment, and it will not attain research grade status, it will become casual grade. So our objective is not to observe casual grade observations, so we have to be cautious while in city nature challenge. We have to there is a guidelines that you have to avoid those potted plants, those pets, like that. Other is verifiable. Verifiable means firstly it will be needs ID, and then with community identifications, it will reach research grade observation. So we have to do this kind of things. Firstly, observe, and this has to gradually move towards research grade. Observations will revert to casual if the conditions for verifiable aren't met or the community agrees on these points. Like the date doesn't look accurate. You are observing white wagtail from Lucknow in the month of, say, June. It is unlikely. So this may not be, the date may not be correct. In that case, community may vote it incorrect, and it might become casual. The location doesn't look accurate. One example is monkeys in the middle of ocean, or captive or collected organisms observed inside a building, but unlikely to have been found there naturally. Uh, some new world flowering plant in your balcony. So you have took a photograph, and you have taken a photograph and posted in iNaturalist or in the City Nature channel. Well, you should avoid it, because that is not correct to observe. The observation is in wild naturalist. I have already discussed this. The observation doesn't present evidence of an organism. Like, you have posted a photo without evidence of an organism, a scenery of the seashore where there is no organism is visible, like images of water, rocks, etc. So those things will not be uh, verifiable, and it will be downgraded to casual. The observation doesn't present recent evidence of the organism, like fossils. So they are not recent of evidence of organism. So we have to avoid it. However, the tracks, scat, and dead leaves are okay. Tracks, a snail track, or a track of a snake on sand, scat, like droppings of cat, wild cat, or wild dog in the found in the forest or nearby, or dead leaves, some fallen leaves. So those things are okay. The observation doesn't present evidence related to one subject. Sometimes it is seen, and particularly during this City Nature Challenge, it is in previous years I have seen many observers, because they are newcomers, they may not be that much familiar with the protocols. So they sometimes capture photographs and combine them and post together. So that is not correct, uh, because you can post. So suppose you are observing one squirrel, and simultaneously you have taken a photograph of a butterfly. You have taken two photographs of that squirrel and two photographs of that butterfly. Now you have posted four photos as a single observation. That is a no. You have to, you can actually post those two photographs of the same organism, that is the squirrel, as an observation, and a separate observation for the butterfly photos that you captured uh, along with the uh, photos of squirrel. So the observation uh, should be related to one subject. The observation no longer needs an ID, and community ID is at or above family level. So that is obvious. The observer has opted out of the community ID, and the ID taxon is not an ancestor or descendant of the taxon associated with the observer ID. Sometimes some observers opt out from the community ID. So whatever the community IDs, that will not affect their ID. So उसको लगा है तो ये प्लेन टाइगर है तो प्लेन टाइगर ही है, although the community might think it is a denied egg fly, which is a different species, but दे थिंक कि मेरा ऑब्जर्वेशन जो है वो दैट इज करेक्ट, एंड दे डोंट वांट टू get it verified by the community. So whatever ID, whatever number of correct IDs the community may give, the observation will not reach research grade. It will only, in such cases, it will only reach to research grade if the community agrees to the observer's ID. Otherwise, it will not. uh, if you are seeing the iNaturalist observation in web, uh, then you can see the data quality assessment below the observation panel. So here all the items that qualifies for a research grade observation has been listed, like date specified, location specified, has photos or sounds, has IDs supported by two or more, date is accurate, location is accurate, organism is wild, evidence of organism, recent evidence of an organism, evidence related to a single subject, community taxon at species level or lower, like that. So you can agree, if you think it is correct, you can upvote. Otherwise, you can say no. Date is accurate. If you think the date is not accurate, you can click the downvote. That is no. So it will reduce to casual grade. Location is accurate. If you think the location is accurate, okay. If you don't think, then you should click no, and the observation will be casual. So for every such things, there is an option you can verify, and after verification, you can give your vote, or simply just ignore it. It will remain as it is, so it will not take any. The way to research grade on iNaturalist, even if you start with a course identification that I have already mentioned, like categorizing an observation like as plants or insects without specifying the exact species, the observation can still progress to research grade through community engagement and verification. So आपको लगता है कि ये एक बर्ड है, तो बर्ड, you don't know whether this bird is a warbler or an egret. आपको पता नहीं है, so you can straight away put bird that we have already mentioned. So initial observation with basic ID, a user may upload a photo of an organism, categorizing it broadly as a plant without knowing its specific species. This observation enters the needs ID pool. So now the observation will be marked as needs ID. The community will now enter in the scene. Community expertise. Other users with expertise in the taxonomy group can review the observation. For example, if the organism is broadly labeled as a fungus, a mycologist might narrow it down to a genus or species. If the person knowledgeable with fungus, he or she may narrow it down to genus or species level or family level, wherever it is possible. Multiple confirmations. Once a species or genus is suggested by one or more knowledgeable users, others from the community confirm or refine the identification. If the consensus is that the identification is correct, the observation is upgraded to research grade, that we have already discussed. So multiple confirmation uh, sends the observation to research grade. Research grade status. This status means the observation has accurate metadata that we have discussed in the uh, data quality assessment. Same thing is mentioned here. So after passing all those tests, the observation will move to research grade, and it will be included as a valuable data, and It will be included in global biodiversity datasets like GBIF, etc., which in turn contributes to scientific research and conservation efforts. Now we give some example. This is a photo. It is uploaded with butterflies. The course ID, the observer is comfortable with. हाँ देखने से लगता है it is a butterfly, so he has given butterfly. Now the community enters and somebody has given like plain tiger butterfly. So now the community taxon has moved towards the identification, and another user, another person comes and supports that ID, and it reaches to research grade because two persons have agreed to that. Another example, like this is actually a female denied egg fly butterfly, which resembles to plain tiger butterfly. But the male of this particular species of denied egg fly is different. It's entirely different, but the female resembles the plain tiger butterfly. Now, the user, as usual, he didn't know. He observed and posted it as butterflies. Now, somebody thinks it is plain tiger, so he puts ID accordingly. Now, another person, he comes and changes and disagreed as denied egg fly, which is a correct ID. Another one enters and agreed to that, the denied egg fly. So in this way, a particular observation is gradually moving towards research grade. Now, while posting your observation in as an observation in iNaturalist, you have a facility of computer vision. iNaturalist provides with this facility of computer vision. iNaturalist uses artificial intelligence, specifically computer vision, to help users identify species by analyzing uploaded photos, drawing on massive dataset of labeled images, and incorporating location data for more accurate suggestions. See how it works. Computer vision model. iNaturalist uses a computer vision model trained on large dataset of labeled images from iNaturalist observations and their species level identification. So, iNaturalist has a pool of huge dataset of labeled images. Ki, one white whitetail. It's a bird, white, black and white bird. So there are plenty of observations. So the computer vision is trained, that computer vision model is trained on these labeled images for providing AI suggestions. Image analysis. When a user uploads photo, the artificial intelligence analyzes it using computer vision to identify potential species match. तो जब कोई अपलोड करता है फोटो, so AI, there is a button of getting AI suggestions. So if you click that, iNaturalist will suggest you that iNaturalist means that artificial intelligence will give you suggestions and about the potential matches. Sometimes they provide correct, and sometimes they may provide look alike, but may not be correct also. because we haven't trained them sufficiently. So they need training through our observations. So that is the important part, that correct observation and correct identification is required to train the artificial intelligence. In some in case of some taxa, I have personally seen that AI is by and large giving correct IDs, even if the angle is different, sometimes light is deficient, still they provide with correct ID suggestions because it has been trained enough, that is, with plenty of photographs, with verifiable, with labeled images, they have been trained. Now, geos the system also considers the location where the observation was made, as the presence of certain species is often tied to specific geographic areas. Some species occur in the Himalayas only, and the same looking a different species might be observed in other places like in peninsular India. So, while looking for a suggestion, the AI, that is computer vision, it weighs that option also, whether that particular species is possible to occur in that region. So there is a particular item, like there is a particular option, uh, suggestions that is not visible nearby, like that. So that is also a useful thing. Probability and suggestions. The AI provides a list of potential species ranked by probability based on the image analysis and location data. So this is the functionality of AI. User interaction. Users can then review AI suggestions, potentially clicking on suggested species to learn more or refine their identification. This is very important. User interaction. So the user has to decide whether to accept AI suggestions or not to accept the suggestions given by the AI. So there lies the experience and expertise, whether to accept or not. So if you think the AI is giving reasonable suggestions, you may give, but unless you are very sure, it's better to avoid. Taxonomic levels. The AI can also display a taxonomic level higher than species at the top of the list if it is confident in the suggestions, or state that it is not confident enough to make a recommendation. So AI lists like that. Sometimes they are confident up to family level, and below they give suggestions of some species. Training data. The model is trained on a large data set of labeled images, including photos from iNaturalist observations and their species level identification, which we have already discussed. CCAP. There is one CCAP. Uh, iNaturalist offers that app to identify organisms in real time. Limitations. The AI is trained on observations with 100 verifiable observations. As of the latest update, the AI does not identify hybrids or subspecies. There may be some subsequent updates also, but insofar as hybrids or subspecies is concerned, iNaturalist is not giving any such suggestions. Community verification. iNaturalist curators verify observations submitted to projects. Users can also contribute to the identification process by agreeing with or suggesting alternative IDs. So iNaturalists uh, has a pool of curators. They verify observations submitted to various projects, and users can also contribute to those identification process. So there are many very popular projects like Butterflies of India, like sometimes Monsoon Beauty projects. So there are concepts of projects like our this CNC projects. Every city has got its own project under the umbrella of CNC India, the master project. So that is it for the time being. Any
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for that session. So if anyone else has or have any questions, do
now
ask them. Yeah. Anyone wants to go? Or you can put it in the chats as well. Anyone? You can raise your hands and speak as well. Yeah, so we have a question. Do you want me to read out? Hello, sir.
Debashis, so there's a question for you.
uh,
So there is a question that
what
was
is it?
asked. Yeah, it says that any difference between documenting bird's ID and a bird versus iNaturalist.
eBird has its own method of recording. There, you may give evidence like sound or photo, or you may not give. Sometimes a simple description can do, but in iNaturalist, you have to provide evidence. Like in case of bird, you have to either give its photograph or give its call or sound. Sometimes even drumming, like what those woodpeckers do. In drumming can also be evidence. So such evidence is required in iNaturalist, whereas in eBird, you can when you observe something, you can straight away put that in your checklist, and you may or may not add description or anything pertaining to that particular bird. You can add, but you may not also. Some simply college pheasant will do. That's the difference, I feel.
Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? You can unmute and speak as well. Yeah.
Mr. Ravi,
Is much is
Ravi
yeah,
was saying something.
sorry, someone has said my voice is not functioning, is not audible. Am I not audible
No, yeah, it
properly?
is audible. We have the recording
Audible.
as
Okay,
well.
okay,
Yeah. Right.
okay, okay.
We'll
ठीक.
share the recording. If you have any issues, you can refer to the video later on as well. So if we have any more questions, we can take it, or else. Um, all right. Okay. So thank you, sir, for joining and giving us an insight on advanced level on identifications. I'm pretty sure a lot of information had been taken over that a lot of people didn't knew about, and we were glad that you came over and gave your insights and ideas on it. Thank you, sir, for giving the session,
Thank you,
and I hope it
thank you very
was
much.
beneficial for everyone.
Uh,
So please.
Ashwin, 1 minute. I think what Ravi Babu is meaning to say is that the voice recording in iNaturalist does not work.
Okay.
That is what his question is. Isn't it, Ravi Babu Garu? Please, if you can speak up. Yes, that's what he's saying. That's what he says. So is there a voice recording in the app which is not working is what he's trying to say. Debashis. Debashis.
Hmm. Hello. Ah,
So voice recording in the app is not working is what Ravi Babu is asking. Can
voice
you?
recording in the app. I don't think there is such facility available.
So there
Uh,
is record sound. There is record sound.
Now, recording we can upload, but whether the app itself records, I don't think so. Is it?
Yeah,
Is there any such facility?
it does. There is a
The
record
app,
sound option. Yeah.
the app has a recorder. Acha, acha.
Yes, sir.
I was not knowing that. We normally record it in other device and then upload. Okay, that's a thing I also didn't know. Acha, in case it is available, can you just demonstrate Ram or ma'am yourself to the participant so that it is explained to him also? Is it possible? If it is possible, then
So
okay.
so
From the
when you click add the observation, but the plus
Mhm.
sign is there on the bottom right corner in your app,
Okay.
the mobile
Uh-huh.
phone. And if you click, say, add the observation, so there you have five icons. One is no media, take photo, choose an image, record sound, or choose sound. So in the record sound, you can use for recording the sound. But I think what Ravi Babu says, he's tried many times, but it's not working. So maybe we should all try
Oh, I
again.
see. I see.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. We should all try. Acha,
Try
I'll
and
try
see if it's working.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning also, I'll try.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what. So I also
That's a
try
good
that.
thing.
So everybody can try it and see maybe if something is incorrect, then we can, there is a iNaturalist tech group. We can put it over there also and we can get some information on why it is not working. Yeah.
Right,
We'll
right.
come back to you on that.
What is the recording format? Is it WAV or that MP3?
I have not tried also myself, but I think it
That I
must
have to
be,
check.
yeah, we'll have to check that. We'll have to check that.
Uh, Normally, it accepts MP3 format only. iNat only accepts that
Yes.
format. WAV is not accepted. Although for birds we prefer WAV
Yes.
uh, for that clarity actually.
I
So
mean,
we
So
can
WAV
make,
is also taken. I mean, I have been uploading from Merlin as well. So directly, Merlin takes in WAV.
Marlin records in WAV format, which
Yeah,
is
so you can
useful.
upload that from Merlin to iNaturalist as well. I have been doing that.
Acha,
yeah,
is
but
it
I
is it
think
supported with WAV?
Yes, yes,
Acha.
it does. I mean, sometimes the thing with WAV is that it takes a lot of space. So there is a space constraint on iNaturalist observation. So if your time
Right,
limit
right,
is high,
right.
you might have to compress it. Otherwise, it works fine.
Tick, tick. And one more thing, if I may be permitted to add, I think can I continue
Yeah,
for
sure, please.
Acha, uh, for the new observers, new participants for this city nature challenge, I need to stress upon the quality, not the quantity. Actually, in rush of challenge, same thing is posted separately. I think the same very bird may be posted 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. So this should be avoided to maintain the data quality. This is one, and the second thing is that in the rush of that thing challenge, sometimes uh, pet dog, pet cat, cattle, even humans are posted. So that is also avoidable, and I think most of the project admins have excluded that this year from the project. Uh, I think every project has excluded it. Ram, is it so?
Ram is not here on the call. I think
Oh,
he
acha,
might
acha.
be
Ashwin, Ashwin,
Yeah. This time
uh,
we have excluded humans,
uh,
cats and dogs.
cats and dogs and cattle also.
Cattle is not there. Cattle is accepted. Cats, dogs, and humans for now.
Acha. Okay, so that is also a thing, and whenever some new observer is clicking like any beetle or anything, so more than one angle will help identification. So since this is a discussion on identification, so for better identification, you need to provide clean images as far as possible to the extent you can, and as well as various angles will help. If the subject is cooperative, it is better to capture from various angles. Sometimes for a butterfly, the upwing or the underwing, sometimes the eyes, the color of proboscis, various things help. So in case you don't know, you better take images from various angles so that your image will contribute towards important data. And for plants also, like if it is a flowering plant, try to capture flower separately, leaf separately, and sometimes habitat. You may capture habitat also. Club them in a single observation. Like in case of a flowering plant, the flower, its leaves, a branch, and the total plant, even the habitat can help in identification. So there are various aspects of identification. For refining the identification process, these things can help immensely. So it is advisable to the newcomers to care for the quality of their observations rather than submitting below quality or just useless data. So this is my suggestions. These things may be taken into account while participating in the challenge. That's all I got.
Yes, agreed. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, we hope that, as he said, that we get quality observations and not just hasty, blurry
Right.
photos and yeah, unnecessary stamps. We'll go with more species than on observation counts. So let's make this a better one. And another announcement is that we'll be rolling out the participation forms. So all the participants may fill the G form so that we get your names for generating certificates, helping you connect with the organizers, and having you on the list so that we can send all the details of future walks, events, every details. So yeah, if anyone has any doubt or questions, we can take up or else we can wind up. Do we have any more questions?
I think Devashishda is on all the groups, so they can also ask him over there in case they have any further
Yeah,
questions.
sure.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for joining. And yeah, let's see. Let's hope that this CNC turns out to be good. Thank you. Thank you for
And we
joining.
have
Thank you.
many more
Thank you.
sessions, so I think people should join. Others will be announced shortly also.
Yes.
Thank
Take
you,
care. Thank you,
everyone.
ma'am. Thank you,
Bye.
Ashwin.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I'm ending the call now.